Look at this. It's a Ferrari. It's the kind of car that I would dream about when I was a little kid. Even seeing them is the kind of thing where you go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's a Ferrari. And look at it now.
And it's not the only exotic in this junkyard 25 miles north of Dubai.
Why is this McLaren 650S Spider here? Or this Bentley Bentayga?
And this Ferrari 812 Superfast?
These Corvettes are from America. A lot of Maseratis in here. A rare Lotus over there. Whoa, this is a Bentley Continental.
What are these cars doing here? So I did what we always do in Business Explains the World. I got out there and I found some answers. I took a 15-hour flight from New York to Dubai, explored the city, visited the scrapyards. I spoke with expats and migrant workers, economists, industry executives. And I learned 4 things: how those cars got there, how Dubai got so rich, what the rest of us can learn from it, and
your old car might be right over there.
Oh, man!
I first learned about these junkyards full of supercars watching YouTube and TikTok videos.
This $3 million car was abandoned.
And it was bizarre to me. I love these kinds of cars. I love to drive them, I love to look at them, I love to talk about them. If you stop this video right now, please don't, and Googled why there are so many cars in the junkyards of Dubai, you'd get a bunch of articles and videos with the same answer. That answer goes something like this. Dubai is a car-obsessed city full of expats showing off for Instagram. And when those expats land in Dubai, they're handed easy credit by local banks, sometimes without even asking. According to the theory, these expats dive into the lifestyle, into the luxury cars, into the Dubai bling. But then, as the story goes, these expats run out of money. And here's the scary part. Because missing a debt payment can get you put in prison in Dubai, when these expats run out of money, they simply flee the country, leaving all their possessions behind, including supercars, which then get towed to the junkyards of Dubai. Wild theory, right? But is it true? Let's debunk it together. It took me half a day in Dubai to see how completely car-obsessed the place is.
And we just spotted a luxury car. Dubai is home to the world's largest Lamborghini showroom, the world's largest Bentley showroom. When Rolls-Royce wanted to set up its first office overseas, they did it here. There's a big Porsche festival, there's a classic car festival. So yes, we can confidently say that the first part of the internet theory is true. Dubai is obsessed with its cars. So what about the next part of the theory? Let's start here. Yes, there are a lot of expats here. Out my window over there, 93% of the people who live here aren't from here. And from what we've learned reporting this story, yes, expats are offered a lot of debt when they get here. You go open up a bank account and you're told, hey, you want a $100,000 credit line, want a mortgage? And people take it up. And maybe you're thinking easy money doesn't sound so bad. But here's the thing. In Dubai, debt can turn scary fast.
Your passport can be confiscated, a travel ban imposed, and you're no longer allowed to work in the country under those conditions.
Let's talk about debt laws here. So this whole part of the story, there's a reason I'm shooting it in my hotel room. It's not something I want to be out in public shouting about with a camera in front of me. It turns out that yes, debt can be a crime here. So if you bounce the check up until 2020, you could go straight to jail. There's been reform since, but even so, banks can still get you for embezzlement or breach of trust, and you can end up in prison.
And we're talking thousands and thousands of people in debtor's prison.
Traders here working the phone say a lot of their customers are freaked out.
So when the global financial crisis hit back in 2009, a lot of expats did panic. And they did just go straight to the airport and leave their cars there because they wanted to get out of here before they couldn't pay their bills.
Foreign news reports claim 3,000 cars have been abandoned at the Dubai airport parking lot.
So yes, you do sometimes have expats coming here and then something happens. And then all of a sudden they're dealing with an issue.
I need to be on the next flight out of here before the bank puts a travel ban on me, because as soon as there's a travel ban, I have no employment visa and it's illegal for me to work. And then I'm stuck in this homeless cycle.
Why is this happening? It turns out the people who run the banks here are also the people who make the laws. And the banks here have enormous power. They are actually even able to determine the prison sentences for people who violate contracts. There was one man, his name's Ryan Cornelius. He came here, he bought a property, and allegedly a bank manager wanted that property. So even though he was paying his bills, they were able to foreclose on him, and he is in prison till this day. The head of HSBC in 2010 said, jailing debtors works for us. Well, maybe it works for them. Doesn't sound to me like it works for everybody. Okay, how's our theory looking? So yes, we know that Dubai is a car-obsessed culture. And yes, we know that expats have a reason to flee if they're in trouble with debt. So is our mystery solved? Not quite.
Here's the thing. These supercars are surrounded by everyday cars. Toyotas, Chevys, Hondas. So in order to find out why supercars are here, we need to find out why all these cars are here. So why are they? The answer to that question starts with a simpler, bigger one. How did Dubai become Dubai?
Most people think Dubai is rich because of all the oil, but it isn't. In fact, Dubai didn't have oil until the 1960s, and even after that, it didn't have much. So why is Dubai, of all the places, one you've heard of, one you know from culture and Instagram to be fabulously wealthy? Well, I'd love to explain. And the best place to do that isn't the Burj Khalifa or even the port, but here, a mall, Dragon Mart. Oh, okay, sorry.
Because on the local person, they
Okay.
will not accept this.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be recording. There are strict rules about that, but I had to take you here to explain what I'm looking at. It's got scented candles for sale, so you know that it's a mall, but it also sells toilets and clothes, and I saw sinks for sale and solar panels. And what's happening is entrepreneurs from all over the planet are coming here, getting goods, and then selling them to other places across the planet. Why? Because there are no tariffs, there are no sanctions, no questions asked. And this place is flourishing. This is a free trade zone, one of hundreds and hundreds of like it across Dubai. And it's successful, and it's booming for the same reason Dubai is successful. It's an easy place to set up and do business. And you might think, well, how did that happen? And the answer comes down to a perspective and a way of living for thousands of years.
Hey Dynamos, Nicholas Carlson here. We at Business Explains the World use cinematic video journalism to bring clarity, insight, and inspiration to an increasingly complex world and economy. And I think 1440, the sponsor of this video, shares our mission of helping people try to understand how the world works. 1440 is a knowledge collective for the insatiably curious. Today, you have infinite options for where to get your information and how to spend your time. And it's not always clear whether the content you're seeing is trustworthy or unbiased. Well, 1440 delivers fact-checked knowledge curated by real humans every day to help curious people like you and me stay informed and inspired. Because curiosity isn't something you're simply born with. It's a muscle that you can exercise and grow by engaging every day. 1440 has newsletters, videos, a compendium of knowledge, and more on their website and across platforms. I really like their shuffle feature where you can click a button and learn something random. It's a great way to go down a rabbit hole and learn something new. Exercise your curiosity at the link to 1440 in this video's description. Make sure to click it so they know how many Dynamos are part of the Knowledge Collective. Thank you, 1440, and now let's get back to the show.
Long before Dubai was Dubai, this coastline, the Gulf, was the connective tissue between the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia. It's where, for 5,000 years, cultures mixed, ideas were exchanged, and deals were made, along with goods traveling thousands of miles. And all along this coast, there were different ports that mattered. Sometimes it was Kuwait, sometimes it was Bandar Abbas, sometimes it was Linga in Persia. But always the instinct toward openness and trade carried on. Descendants of that culture settled here. They brought their networks, they brought their trade, they brought their openness.
These are communities that spoke many different languages, migrant populations from the entire Indian Ocean, merchants and sailors and shipbuilders and moneylenders.
The merchant culture that defines Dubai today, that radical openness to outsiders, it didn't come from oil money, it came from the sea. In the 1800s, the main business here was pearls. As the pearling industry flourished, the ruler of Dubai at the time offered incentives to Persian merchants to move here, and they did. And the reasons the Persians were willing to do that is because they were dealing with high tariffs where they were from.
At the time, Persian Gulf ports like Bandar Linga imposed heavy customs duties on goods moving in and out. In the late 1800s, the Persian state tightened control over trade, increasing tariffs and revoking the autonomy that had allowed local merchants to thrive. By the early 1900s, revenue from Linga's customs plummeted by 60%. Many traders felt squeezed and left.
So they came here for more opportunity, and what they got was a place with low taxes and low tariffs, and trade flourished for a long time. That spirit of trade and openness still exists today. I'm walking around and people are asking, where are you from? I want to know. Good morning. How are you? Good? I'm very good. How are you?
Close?
New York City. Where are you from?
I'm from Iran.
Iran. But then in the 1930s, the Japanese invented the culture of pearl, and the pearling industry here collapsed. After they stopped being able to grab pearls out of the sea and sell them, Dubai had to make money somehow. And the way it figured out how to do that was to be a trading hub for gold traders from India and Iran and Africa. And here's the thing, Dubai has a perfect geography for that. It's at the crossroads of the world. But also, it was a place where people could come and do business and not deal with a lot of taxes, tariffs, or questions asked. That got baked in and started to be a core part of Dubai's identity.
Dubai continuously tries to attract business expertise and capital from other parts of the region, the Indian Ocean world, the Middle East, and even at this point, internationally.
Now, I want to say this next part carefully, because when you look around at Dubai, it's really easy to admire its openness to outsiders, its posture toward the world. But that openness doesn't come without its moral ambiguity, because they aren't just open to what you might call the good guys.
For definitely 10, 15, 20 years, Dubai in particular has been seen as a money laundering hub for not just the Middle East, but for the world. It's got more and more attractive for people to park their dirty or dubious cash.
For example, after Russia invaded its neighbor, Ukraine, and America and a lot of other Western countries responded with sanctions, guess how the Russians managed to still get their hands on iPhones? That's right, often through Dubai.
And as civil war rages in Sudan, the UAE has become the main destination for Sudan's gold, bankrolling militias and fueling conflict.
People are making profits from war, from political turmoil, and socioeconomic crisis.
The odd thing is, none of this trade here with American adversaries would happen if not for the Carter Doctrine, which protects trade in the region with American military might.
This situation demands the participation of all those who rely on oil from the Middle East and who are concerned with global peace and stability.
What Carter and his administration realized is that the Strait of Hormuz is basically the oil spigot for the entire world. And the Carter Doctrine says that the Strait of Hormuz will remain open and free for the benefit, particularly of the United States, but also of the world economy.
In 1966, when they discovered oil around here, they used the proceeds to start investing in infrastructure to facilitate more trade. Dubai's ruler at the time had a vision. He thought, if you build the port here, and if you promise fast customs, no taxes, no hassle, people will come. Within a decade, that port, Port Rashid, was jammed. So then in 1979, they built another one. This port was the largest man-made port on planet Earth. In the 1980s, Dubai doubled down on free trade. They opened up zones for it all across the city, starting with the Jebel Ali Free Trade Zone. Foreign companies could own 100% of their business.
That free zone still exists today. It plays an incredibly important role in Dubai's economy. There are some estimates that suggest the free zone itself is responsible for around a third of Dubai's GDP.
More free trade zones followed.
In 1995, they opened the Hamria Free Zone just north of Dubai.
Which, you guessed it, is where we saw those Ferraris, McLarens, and exotic sports cars in the middle of a junkyard in Sharjah. In 2024, 1.3 million cars came through the ports of Dubai. They did about $2.58 billion in business. That's 16th on a list of nations, but all 15 ahead of Dubai and Sharjah are car manufacturing countries. This is not one.
They barely make anything here. So we're starting to get an answer to our question. Why are there so many exotic supercars in Dubai's junkyards? Well, lots of cars from all over the world are here. Maybe even your old one.
Any car you need here, you can find it here.
So where do the cars come from?
They come from everywhere.
And they go out everywhere?
And they go out everywhere. Some people take to Africa, some people take to Russia.
Dubai doesn't build cars, it moves them. Every year, roughly 250,000 cars are sold within the UAE, but another 250,000 leave again, shipped out of Dubai to markets across Africa, the Gulf, and Central Asia. There are hundreds of workshops like this one in this part of Sharjah, row after row after row, each one focused on a specific make or model, or even just a particular part.
Someone once loved this Bentley.
Cars flow in from everywhere and flow back out again through Jebel Ali's container yards and Ro-Ro terminals. The same pattern holds for spare parts. Dubai imports them from global manufacturers or by bringing in used cars to tear down, then resells those parts to regions without strong supply chains of their own. It's a circular economy built on logistics rather than manufacturing, where access, speed, and policy are the real engines of trade.
You see the 150?
Yeah, F-150. Driven around in the States, owned by an American and ended up here. We think this one over here, I think this one's from Canada. There's one story we heard.
I was able to track down the journey of this car from its original owner in suburban New Jersey all the way to Turkmenistan.
It was when Hurricane Ida struck New Jersey and the car was totaled. Well, totaled doesn't mean what you think it means necessarily. It doesn't mean the car is ruined forever. What it really means is that the total bill of repairing it is greater than the check the insurance company can just write you instead. And so then the car is purchased by the insurance company.
The insurance company is trying to recoup as much of their losses as possible.
That car from New Jersey left the port of Brooklyn, and then it ended up in Dubai, got fixed up, and then it went on to Turkmenistan.
Total cars are actually worth much more money to international buyers because the cost of parts and labor is so much less when you go abroad.
In the US and countries like it, it's often the cost of labor, not parts, that makes a car totaled. A huge reason why Dubai's car yards are thriving is cheap labor.
Where is everybody from? I mean, you're from Ghana.
Yes. Yeah. This one from Pakistan.
Pakistan, okay.
Some people from India, Bangladesh.
How did you end up here?
We can get some money to send home.
You send money home?
Yes.
Is everybody sending money home? Everybody who works?
Everybody's sending money home.
We don't have exact numbers, but there are thousands of workers in these yards. They earn low wages by Western standards, often around $4 to $6 an hour. But for many, this work supports entire families back home.
As a whole, the economy is built around cheap, exploitable labor.
The construction workers are kept in what are openly called labor camps. The conditions are pretty brutal. 6 to 8 to 10 more in a room, a toilet bathroom area outside, but really crammed together.
People blame the kafala system, which is where a migrant worker's immigration status is tied to their employer. That gives employers enormous control. They hold their workers' passports and won't let them change their jobs even when conditions are miserable. There are lots of stories of pay being withheld, or worse. Laws were passed in 2021 to reform all this, but they didn't apply to domestic workers. And for migrant laborers, their employment status is still connected to their visa, so it didn't really, in effect, do enough.
Another problem the UAE is dealing with, and even here in the junkyards of Sharjah, is international car theft.
So in Australia at the moment, we have a massive increase of car thefts.
We begin tonight in your garage.
It appears that a lot of the vehicles that are being stolen are high-demand vehicles that are getting exported overseas. So while we were tracking this story, we actually came across a car that ended up in Dubai. It was in like a workshop of some sort with a whole bunch of car parts, and started looking into the vehicle itself through our sort of public registry database, and it came up as a stolen vehicle. So we did some more digging and discovered that when cars or any item is exported from Australia in a shipping container, Nothing is checked on the way out, and it's up to you to declare what's inside. And in theory, if a container leaves the country, it should be scanned on the way into the next country. But ultimately, there are some countries in the world where the shipping ports aren't as controlled.
Lots of cars are stolen from Canada and the US and come to Dubai. According to Interpol, stolen cars are traded for drugs, funding criminals, and even terrorists.
It's an illicit trade that is worth a lot of money. There's a massive demand for the parts. Once they get to these workshops, they knock that car down and can sell all the parts individually. There are very few questions asked, and these parts cannot be traced. It's not like a VIN that's unique to each vehicle. This is something that exists once and then can just be distributed wherever they want it to go.
Here in Sharjah, we can't know for sure where each car part came from, but we know that each of them is a small screw in a giant international trade machine.
You need a door? You go on the internet? You might be getting it from one of these places.
You've got a Hellcat engine over there, you've got some Cobra engines. The collective value of the engines over here is well over 300,000-400,000 dirhams.
So did we solve our mystery? The truths of business, history, and economy are always more complicated than TikTok theories.
So why are supercars in the junkyards of Dubai? For the same reasons that Dubai is here at all. Because Dubai made a set of bold strategic decisions to take advantage of its geography. It used its relatively meager oil money to build roads, shipping lanes, airports, and built free trade zones all over the place. And it embraced radical openness to companies and people from everywhere. That's why cars are here. That's why billions of dollars of goods come here and then go back out to the rest of the world. And yeah, sometimes that radical openness means working with bad actors, but it also brings people together who hate each other and still do business with each other. Maybe there's a lesson in this for the rest of us. Maybe at a time when rich and powerful countries, like my own, are throwing up barriers to trade, or closing up walls to outsiders. The lesson is, the more open you are, the more prosperous you can be. This is a country with almost no manufacturing, and yet it is thriving thanks to openness and low trade barriers. And look, this place isn't perfect, nowhere is. People get mistreated. Expats come here and have to leave in a hurry because of some of the laws. But you can't escape the feeling that they're building something brighter here. And my hope is that they can do that, and they can bring people with it.
Hey Dynamos, if you like this show, you're gonna love our new show, The Rise of Civilization. Combining the power of cutting-edge AI with the knowledge of deeply respected historians, we're gonna explore the ideas, events, and people that built and shaped empires. Join us on a journey as we use today's tech and centuries of knowledge to uncover our collective past.